In today's video we catch a plane between Paris and Hamburg so we can catch a train between Hamburg and the city of Kiel so we can then catch Queen Anne, Cunard's new ship, and sail to Southampton. We will give you a tour of our Princess Grill suite, speak about the very ordinary food served in the Princess Grill restaurant, and explore this new two-class ship that Cunard hopes will be a great new addition to their fleet, despite some rather obvious design faults. And, as always, are delighted by beautiful sunsets. Come, join us on this short voyage of discovery. So when you think of cruise lines of the past, Cunard is probably top of mind. It certainly was in the heady days of the last century, competing against other world-class cruise lines like Holland America. But how is it battling in this awfully competitive marketplace? And is there still a future for the likes of Cunard and its two-class type of ship? Monique and I have been lucky enough to cruise a number of Cunard ships, including the Queen Mary, and we were left feeling a little underwhelmed, and that really, compared to other wonderful cruise lines like Holland America and even Celebrity, it really struggled to find its niche. But with the launch of the new Queen Anne, we wondered if it wasn't time to revisit and see if this sort of new ship is going to help Cunard reposition itself in what is a very competitive cruise market. Come on and we'll have a quick look around this very new ship, part of the Cunard fleet and of course the broader Carnival fleet of cruise ships. It should be fun. Come and join us. So the first part of our journey today sees us fly Eurowings between Paris and Hamburg. Now Eurowings is part of Lufthansa, it's its low-cost subsidiary, it's an all-Airbus operator. Now the seat pitch is just disgraceful. I could barely squeeze in and I'm just under 6 foot. But the cabin crew were pleasant. You could buy refreshments and snacks, but there was no complimentary in-flight service. But it was a low-cost carrier, and it got us there. Now, from Hamburg, we needed to catch the train to Kiel, a small city on the German coast. We booked it directly online with DB, really easy to organise, paid with Apple Pay, and the journey took just about an hour. Now, the station is quite lovely in Kiel. Now, today we were really lucky. The Queen Anne was docked at the closest port to the city. You're not always going to get that lucky, so we just walked. But watch out when you're boarding in Kiel. You might have to take a taxi. Now, the check-in went relatively smoothly. Once we get on board, we'll show you our cabin. Well, welcome aboard a Princess suite. Hello.
Hello. Come in.
Are you sitting there very comfortably?
I am very comfortable. I'm waiting for you to pop the champers.
Fair enough.
Have a tour though. It is a beautiful, beautiful cabin.
Excellent. Well, let's show you everybody around. So immediately on entrance on the left, there's good cupboard and hanger space. Some lovely dressing gowns, as you would expect, and some slippers, which is lovely. And obviously our standard life jackets, some lovely blankets for sitting out on the deck. The room's safe. So looking back towards the entrance, you can see some really good storage space for clothing. If we have a quick look in the bathroom.
It's a very nice bathroom, I must say.
It looks pretty, hi everyone, it looks pretty glamorous. Lovely shower cubicle.
Nice products.
And Monique is pointing out the beautiful products. Quite a nice little sink. Obviously the loo, and absolutely lovely looking. How do you pronounce the products? Penderholgons?
Oh,
Anyway, that's my first attempt at pronouncing it.
hold on. Let me tell you.
I'll refer to the expert linguistics.
Oh, Penhaligons.
Penhaligons. It
Yeah,
would have helped if I had my
Penhaligons.
glasses on. Excellent. Very nice.
I'm looking forward to trying them.
And beautiful white and red of Cunard. We've still got the baggage cover on the bed as
Shall I
our
do a
bags haven't
bed
arrived.
check?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Oh, yes. Yes, I can see myself coffee in bed.
Okay. Excellent.
I put my order in. You hear that?
I have some lovely artwork. I like the side lights with the globe above them. Television right in front of the bed. There's 2 televisions in the suite. The work table and makeup table, comfortable seat,
Yes. And beautiful stationery.
an array of welcoming
Beautiful
gifts.
stationery.
It is very nice. Excellent. This is quite nice. The sort of coffee bar, some sparkling water, good English ship, so it will have a jug for a cup of tea, mini bar, some additional storage by the bed.
And if you turn this way, obviously you can connect to another suite.
Another suite, so if we
That's
had
good.
brought friends, we could have had adjoining suites. And there's the second television in the sort of lounge. It's actually quite nice. There's a nice comfortable seat, a very good sized couch.
Chocolates and
A rather lovely
Prosecco.
Prosecco. That's always one of our favourites.
I'm just waiting.
And some additional lovely artwork. Could you take us out onto the deck, mademoiselle?
Now, it's not the nicest view just at the moment, but just imagine cruising. Oh, and it's a good sized deck.
Yeah,
You might have to show
sort
show
of
the
2
sailway.
lounge.
Yeah, heaps of room. Usually, your balustrade's just there, but lots of room.
So, we're in the middle of the ship. Obviously, we're in Kiel, and I don't know about you, Fluffy, but I'm getting hungry for lunch,
Yes.
and so I think we'll go and have something to eat.
Take me to, is it Princess Grill? Or the lounge?
Let's go find out. Well, after a quick bite to eat on level 9 at the Lido, let me take you to for a bit of a tour. We're starting on deck 2, which is the grand lobby. You'll see that there is the purser's office straight ahead. This is quite a relaxing vibe. I never had a long wait at the purser's office. Lots of seating. And of course, the grand staircase takes you up to the next level of shopping, which we'll proceed to now. Now, on level 3, it's the promenade, shops, casino, and dining. On level 1 is the first of the dining options for those who are not in either Britannia Club or Princess or Queen. I love the decor. It's got a really good vibe. It is quite spectacular. It's sort of avant-garde. It's not as formal as I found the Queen Mary or the other queens. It's sort of slightly more trendy and less sort of wood. Now, we're on now deck 9. Now, this is the main buffet area. Now the buffet area has changed. It's really well laid out. You don't serve yourself. Staff serve you. There are sort of areas, multiple areas where food is grouped. And so it flowed quite well. I was pleasantly surprised. Obviously, complimentary tea and coffee. You can get juices. The food array was very good, a very high standard. Now let me take you outside at the back. The Panorama Cafe. So there's obviously a bar, one of the pools. It's 2 floors, so you can whiz up on the sides. You get great views. Couple of spa pools. It's got a really good vibe to it. Now the ship was pretty full, but we still found it okay to get lounge. We were a little sport because we were in the Princess and the Queen's area, but we never saw any difficulty down here getting a seat. But I'm sure there is at busy times. But it's a really lovely area to relax in good weather. Now, the pavilion, which is in the centre of the ship on the same deck, is where the main pool is. Now, it's got a great roof, the Queen Anne. So the roof closes. There is a number of spa pools. And I think they've got this part really well done. I love the colours. It's fresh. It's welcoming. It's absolutely delightful. It gets a little noisy when it's really busy and the roof is closed. But, nothing to be concerned about. You can see some good movies here at night, and there is some entertainment during the different times of the day. Now look, it's getting late in the day. We might quickly go for a drink. Here we are at the Commodore Club right at the front. It's time really to get to dinner. And our first dinner. We had very high hopes for the food aboard Queen Anne and the Princess Grill restaurant. What are you having? Steak Diane. I like the potatoes.
I know, quite nice. I think
Atlantic cod.
Very nice.
I'd never been on a ship that has different classes, so this was the first time we had dined in the Princess Grill, and I had this huge expectation, and I thought the food was okay. It was nicely presented. The crew were okay. I didn't find them overly friendly, but compared to what I've had on other cruise ships that aren't class separated, I wasn't overly impressed. But I was impressed when we got back to our cabin and we were enjoying the sunset as we sailed under the bridge that connects Denmark and Sweden. It is quite spectacular, amplified by how close you are as you sail under the bridge, and also the spectacular sunset leading up to it had been quite breathtaking. Thinking more about the meal we'd had, I realised that one of the drawbacks with the Princess Grill is that the set menu is nothing spectacular, but the a la carte menu is. But it requires couples to order the same thing. So if you want Doc a la Orange, both of you have to have it. And I think that's a bit of a failure.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
Good morning.
Did you sleep all right?
Incredibly well. The bed sort of just wraps you up.
Gives you a big cuddle.
It does. And I'm doing my normal early morning coffee making.
Oh, let's see.
For my wife.
Oh.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much coming out.
I know, look how lovely. You forget how nice it is to drink out of a porcelain cup.
It is lovely. And these dressing gowns are
aren't they?
outrageously luxurious. Here you are, my love.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. See you soon.
So after a very pleasant breakfast, we went for our daily walk. I always enjoy exploring every part of the ship. We're now looking back down into the pavilion from on the walking deck. The weather isn't particularly good, but the seas are relatively calm. One of the things I love about cruise ships and cruising is there's always something you can do. Here people are obviously learning how to fence. I was about to call it sword fighting, but you know what I mean, fencing. You're looking at your programs. Some are paid, some are not, but it's absolutely delightful. Now you've got to be quite impressed with the Queen Anne. She is stunning. She is different from the other ships, but I found her actually very pleasant. There was a couple little design issues which I'm going to talk to you about later, but otherwise pretty impressive. Now look, the day flies by. It's now time for afternoon tea. You can't ignore afternoon tea on Cunard.
There's a nectar pouring tea, isn't there?
Yes, there's a tea bag inside, locked in the. Oh, sorry, sir. Your video is.
That's all good. That's better. You've resolved it. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Lovely.
Peanut butter tart, strawberry shortcake, carrot cake, and a passion fruit soup.
So you've got to
Rightio.
sacrifice yourself on Queen Anne and eat
And
constantly.
what was that one?
Peanut butter with raspberry.
So I'm just gonna. Right. Okay. Tell me peanut butter and raspberry tart.
It's quite yummy. Very peanutty.
Is it? Oh, I love
Which is
my
good.
peanut.
Very nice.
So tell me, what else have you got here?
That was a
A strawberry shortcake, wasn't
strawberry shortcake, and this is a chocolate slice.
it? But I know what you're really waiting for.
I'm waiting for the scones, but I think I'll be able to fit all. I skipped lunch. Let me try that again. I skipped lunch, so I could eat all of this. So I think I'll manage all of it.
Rightio. Okay. We'll see you when the scones arrive. It is, after all, scones o'clock.
The scones will have to wait. We'll take you to the Princess Grill afternoon tea the next day. Now we need to show you around the gym and the spa area, which is where I think Cunard has made a strategic error placing this important area for a lot of passengers in the bows of the ship rather than the traditional higher decks. This is the first Cunard ship where I didn't feel I got value from the thermal area package either. The hot benches were okay. The thermal pool was lukewarm throughout our stay, and the saunas and the steam rooms were both actually quite good, but they lacked the sort of clear views of the ocean, which I always find so magical. The relaxation room at the end of your treatment did have nice views of the ocean, but only through portholes. So there was no floor-to-ceiling windows that you'd become so used to on most ships in the gym and spa areas. Having said that, don't get me wrong, this is a gorgeous ship. Now I'd like to show you around the Queen and the Princess Grill Lounge briefly before dinner. It's a lovely area exclusively for the Queen and Princess Grill passengers. Lovely for a bit of reading or a pre-dinner drink. Traffic jam.
Gala dinner night.
The dining tables are pre-allocated and you have to be very lucky to get a table by the window. The table for twos are very closely put together. Luckily we had just wonderful neighbours. The a la carte menu was splendid, but as I said, the annoyance is both people at the table have to order the same thing. There was a lot of theatre and entertainment as the maitre d's became the centre of attention with their flambeing. Monique and I didn't have anything from the a la carte menu as we couldn't agree on what to have, but our neighbours Ronan from Germany said the duck a la orange was just beautiful. Ronan, who was treating his mum to a cruise, just helped make the cruise wonderful. That is one of the wonderful things about cruising, is the people you meet and the friends you make for life. And on a ship with a maximum of 3,000 passengers, you're likely to meet some fascinating people. And at a length of 323 metres and 13 decks in height, you'll have no difficulty in finding solitude if that's what you want. There was an endless amount of entertainment and activity programs with multiple opportunities to meet new people and, more importantly, potentially to learn new things. Now the food, look, my prime rib on the gala dinner was disappointing, but Monique loved her scallops, and Monique and I, plus the whole ship probably, thoroughly enjoyed the baked Alaska for the dessert. So, will Queen Anne help Cunard? Put simply, yes. Carnival ultimately bought 100% of Cunard and paid nearly $700 million, although they got $50 million back when it was found that the Cunard fleet was in a worse condition than they had represented. Carnival doesn't break down profits per brand within their stable, but the reality is British passengers and the German market are still in awe of the nostalgia that Cunard offers. When you think that in 1852 Cunard was still building vessels with wooden hulls and launching innovations such as children's playrooms on a cruise ship in 1874, the new ship Queen Anne is a modern take on a luxurious liner and will play a critical role in Cunard's future. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.